Yo, what it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye video here today on the channel. I'm gonna be doing a vocal preset for hard rock and talking about, rage vocals and stuff like that, the underground. All right. So if y'all like this video, first thing don't forget is to subscribe, and also down below in the comments, if you want to grab the preset, check the link. And in the comments, let me know the next artist that I should do, the next vocal preset I should bring to you. So let's get to it right now. The name of the artist is Hard Rock, and yeah.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a dot. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap, bitch try to rap a chop. And if you a bitch, you ain't just look like a jock. Took the time, ain't no rap, bitch, shit don't stop. I don't tell them we ain't gonna stop till we hit the top. We gon' buy a nigga.
All right, so yeah, Hard Rock. This is an artist that some of my subscribers been telling me to do for a long time. I don't know if y'all ever noticed though, but the more you bother me to do somebody, I might just never do it though, type of situation. So I never really did Hard Rock because I think the people who was asking me like, keep doing it, do it, bro, and I was like, nah, dog, you feel me? I just waited for a song that I like to come out, and then I'll do it, you feel me? So Biggest Soldier. So usually, guys, if y'all want to see me do a preset, recommend a fire song that I would like to do, you feel me? So Biggest Soldier, I like it, and I clipped the vocal.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap a bitch, try to rap a chop.
So yeah, you're gonna have to clip your vocal, but Hard Rock's vocal is not too clipped though compared to other rage artists. These are the little auto-tune settings. Let's bypass the whole vocal chain.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try.
Hard Rock's vocal has a distortion, but not too distorted, with a little presence. Use the SSLE channel strip, and we use the bell specifically. Man, sometimes just using a bell in the upper end sounds really good. I don't know why, but it sounds smoother than using a shelf that goes from infinity and beyond. Most importantly, though, is I use the 4 ratio, and that's going to harden the vocal because the ratio is higher, the knee is higher, and also, just a heavier ratio equals a fatter, twinkie eating vocal that loves eating honey buns. You got to lose some weight vocal, obese. The scale, when they step on the scale, the needle flying type vocal, it just makes the vocal fatter.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap a bitch, try to rap a chop. And if you a bitch, you ain't just look like a jock.
And it has that nice crystal texture to it, and this is the de-esser.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap a bitch, try to rap a chop.
Honestly, to me, Hard Rock, he only sounds about 10% different from Playboi Carti. After that, he just sounds like Carti, like a heavy Carti influence. He has his own style too. His voice is just a little bit different, but that difference is only about 10% because the cadence is almost the same. Like, you feel me? There was one line where he literally sounded exactly like Carti towards the end here too. So yeah, Sook vocal just makes everything perfect. It's pretty much a makeup artist. It's pretty much a dermatologist. You got zits on your face, acne, pimples, blah, 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 blah. The Sook vocal goes in there and zaps it up. It cleans it up like a dermatologist with the cream. You feel me? With the cream, and it gets the skin to be nice and smooth, the vocal skin.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap a bitch, try to rap a chop.
So yeah, I like that Sook vocal dermatologist is getting rid of any of the acne on the vocal. Then we have the C4 vocal because he's doing all that crazy stuff. I like this consistent wideband style compression that will do more in some areas than others to get a consistent vocal. So my vocal is like a student with perfect attendance because that motherfucker's so consistent.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to rap a bitch, try to rap a chop. And if you a bitch, you ain't just look like a jock. Took the time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. I don't tell him we ain't gonna stop till we hit the top. We gonna buy a nigga for hell, yeah, we gonna buy, yeah.
All right, after that, we have the MV2. This is giving more presence.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch ride like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel
It makes the vocal feel like fresh squeezed oranges because the vocal becomes more concentrate. You feel me? Type of situation. Then we have the REQ6.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel bitch, just look like a jack. Check your time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. I done told him we ain't gonna stop till we hit top. We gon' buy a nigga for hell.
Yeah, so I just like that little bit of that mid-range bump just from the low shelf and then the little high mid bump. It gives it a crystal cutting clarity, VVS diamond clarity. Then we have the RVOX, which gives that body.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel bitch, just look like a job. Check the time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. I done told him we ain't gonna stop till we hit
Hard rock. Then we have a fresh air that gives the brightness.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel bitch, just look like a jack. Check the time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. I done told him we ain't gonna stop till we hit top. We gon' buy a nigga for hell, yeah, we gon' buy, yeah.
Then we have the SSLE channel strip. I just copied the same settings from the beginning. And I don't know why I accidentally did this, but they just sounded perfect, the vocal.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel bitch, just look like a jack.
I think the reason why it works so well is because I use the Waves MV2, and it brings up like the low level mud. Like this will bring up mud. I use a plugin like this later on in the vocal chain. This is also good for 808s too, but it kind of brings up mud. And because it brings up natural vocal mud though, you get the body, but you still got to take out the bad parts, the pulp, and the seeds and stuff like that, on the sunflower and the shell and stuff like that of the vocal. That's why this EQ move, the doubling up of the channel strip, works so well. And his voice is sharp dynamically too. So the higher ratio you go up on the SSLE, you're sharpening that pencil. You're a blacksmith, you got that katana, you hitting it in the medieval times, and you sharpening out that sword pretty much. So it's like a situation like that. Then we have an H delay. I use the meta flanger on it to give it a little bit of whoosh, 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 washy. Like when you at the laundromat, you put in your clothes and you just sing, or when you're in the toilet, you taking the shit, you flush it down. I wanted to give that flushing type of frequency to my delay. And then after that, we have the R verb. I use non-linear. Reason why I use it because his voice is very dynamic all over the place, and I want to highlight that with my reverb. Now down, but his voice is still relatively dry, so the time is super small and everything like that.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to.
I don't like using reverb on rage style vocals because there's a lot of bouncing going around. I don't want to wash it out. I want it to feel really hard and dense, especially because you have a layer of like distortion already over it, because you're probably going to be using the clipper, or you're going to be clipping your master fader. So all of that extra stuff is like weeds and bushes and leaves and twigs that are kind of blocking the visage, the view of the vocal. All right, so then we have the doubler. I prefer this doubler because it has the chorus and flanging that's gonna make the auto tune feel smoother.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a.
And after that, we have the SSLE channel strip. We're just using this on parallel for some hard aggressive distortion.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mouth like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a job. And it feel bitch, just look like a jack. Check the time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop.
A lot more presence, a lot more forwardness. Then we find ourselves with the ad libs. The ad libs are pretty. I think a little different. I had a low level ratio that's gonna gather the ad libs around, and I use the low shelf to diminish the high end. I'll use the bell to diminish the high end rather than to use a filter. I don't want it to sound radio. I just want it to sound a little bit darker, so it sat behind the lead vocal of a hard rock. Then I use the silk vocal default preset, as I just love the way that just kind of gets everything perfect. and then we used the bass compressor and the de-esser because I know he was what, he having all these sharp little transients, yeah, like Cardi. So I used more of like a de-essing style multi-band.
I got codeine in my vein, nigga, with a thought. And your bitch mad like a dentist, yeah, she a bop. I don't talk to a nigga, I don't talk to a cop. Talk to the cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a jock. Run a jock. And it feel bitch, just look like a jock. Like a jock. Check your time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. It don't stop. I don't tell him we ain't gonna stop till we hit the top.
So yeah, like to me, Hard Rock, his ad libs sound like SpongeBob. So for me, like I try my hardest to kind of get like a SpongeBob type of hey, Doodle Bob type of ad lib, and I think I nailed it. Then we have the doubler, that's just for more phaser flanger. Then we have a fresh air to make it bright. And then yeah, the same concept applies here with the effects.
Talk to a cop. Talk to the cop. Little bitch try to run a bitch, try to run a jock. Run a jock. And it feel bitch, just look like a jock. Like a jock. Check your time, ain't no matter, bitch, shit don't stop. It don't stop. I don't tell him we ain't gonna stop till we hit the top.
So yeah, most importantly, I just kind of use that same reverb, but it's super dry though. You can't really hear it at all. It's not meant for you to hear. It's just made for you to feel that little pocket of wind. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video here today. If you guys do like, these underground style, videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment another artist for me to do. You want to support the channel? We'll check the links, and you'll get the preset directly, and you can get it instantly without having to do all these moves. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.